Welcome to Warframe, a game where many people love to say, "What is the best of 2024?" But I'm not going to do that to you. I am instead going to do something different. I'm going to say, what is the most enjoyable of 2024? I've got 3 Warframes, 3 primaries, 3 secondaries, and only 1 melee, because let's be honest here, the only thing that makes melees different is the moveset. The 1 melee is going to be the pennant, because I know that this thing doesn't get as much attention as it should. If you're wondering why it looks weird, it's because I'm using a skin on it. I do want a different skin, but we're going to ignore that. So, we are going to start off by showing off the Bosmu, the Lex, and the pennant. And the only things... The way that I'm going to do this is after I showcase the 3 Warframes, which are Frost, Ureli, and Boobin Schmoopin, and then the 3 guns are the Bosmu, the Mutilus Ceranos, and the Tenant Flux Rifle. The 3 pistols are the Lex, the Spore Lacer, and the Twin Comax. So the Spore Lacer, the Twin Comax. We will be pulling them into a mott, and I will kill some things with it. So, that being said, let's get started with this. Now, the Bosmu. Pretty interesting little gun, right? Shoots out little explosives, or at least they should be exploding. Has a little laser to it, just for simplicity's sake. Here's the build that I'm running. Some of these are going to have ribbons. Some of these aren't. Right? I'm running a gas build on it because I like gas, and I play Frost, so I can just armor strip. That's why I like Frost. That's right. Frost build. It's probably important. I actually have 3 of these. So this is my Frost build. It has pistol-based things on it, and then there's pistol go bang where I can have more ability strength instead of whatnot. And then I have just like a gun-based build. I mainly run pistols go burn just because I like it. The Lex build isn't too expensive, but it's still it's a pricey little conniver of a build. But of course, there is no ribbon on it. The pennant, however, is a little different. I do have a ribbon on it. It's not the best. It's not the worst. I'm trying. I've been re-rolling it a lot. And I run gas on it as well because I like gas. Again, I'm not a meta hugger. Alright? I don't really hug the meta as I have Nourish. So, doesn't do much there, right? It's gas. I don't know what to tell you. But, Once you armor strip in this game, everything's a joke, right? Which is why I love Frost so much, because he turns these enemies into nothing, right? Ureli, we're gonna actually, before we pull out Ureli, right? Because I'm gonna use the Twin Comax with Ureli. The Lex Prime is there we go. A little busted. Again, they're armored, but the Lex is another weapon that just doesn't quite fully care. And also, of course, the Frost gives me overguard, which is fucking amazing, and I love it. So, next, we're gonna show off the Twin Comac, the Mutilus Ceranos, where was it? And Ureli. Now, I have... Where the fuck is Ureli? There's Ureli. So, the Mutilus Ceranos may not be as effective on my Ureli, unfortunately. And I don't actually run Merlina on her, which is weird, I know. I run Blood Altar instead. And yeah, I have to change that. We'll do... So... You know, I have Riptide, Aquablades, Blood Altar, all Umbral mods just for the extra HP and whatnot. Stretch, Streamline, you know, sure-footed. Mutilus Ceranos, I believe, also has a ribbon. Yeah, damage, multi-shot, minus magazine capacity, doesn't matter. I have 1 magazine, anywho. Multi-shot, crit. Primary Frostbite for more crit damage. The Twin Comax, secondary Encumber, Pistol Ammo, Mutation, Galvanized Diffusion, Scourge, Frostbite, Pistol Pestilence. Another ribbon, fire rate, multi-shot, another one that I have to re-roll to get to be good. Galvanized shot, Horned Strike, Lethal Torrent. Now, this is going to be a little different because if we don't have armor strip, So with Urella, you can spam C snares. Increases damage vulnerability. So, yeah. I like C snares, honestly. The Mutilus Ceranos, another weapon where you gotta build up a little bit of those charges for that primary frostbite. Get all the crit damage that you can. Again, I really shouldn't be testing this on heavy gunners, honestly. But, I mean, the gas clouds, if I had better armor stripping capabilities, do more, unfortunately. Because, again, Urelli doesn't really have armor strip, and I run mainly things where I need some form of armor strip, which, I mean, that's why I have my pet. He armor strips, which is fucking awesome. It makes things so much easier. And also, I was running the wrong Arcane. I'm not going to run a full Augmented. I am going to run Arcane Pistolier, because I plan on doing the Twin Comax when we play Urelli. Now, then, there's a Vubin Schmoobin. Vubin is a little interesting. I run Photon Repeaters, Tesla Bank, Streamline, Adaptation, just because I like Adaptation. That little bit of survivability is pretty fucking awesome. And then we'll run the Flux Rifle and the Spore Lacer on him. Where is my Flux Rifle? The Flux Rifle makes sense. We are going to change this build up, though, however, because I know full well this ain't going to work. So we're just going to throw that there. So instead of being that, it'll be Heat Viral. Sorry. Change that. I know, I'm lying. And we're gonna grab the Spore Lacer, which is this. Which also has a gas build. Because everything has a gas build for me. Alright, so, one thing that I like to do with him, you got the Tesla's Nervos. Because my augment, any damage that I deal to this homie, gets spread amongst everyone else when they die. So all that damage is getting spread over. So if I say throw out a Bastille, do that, do this, throw down a couple of these bad boys. It's not being as effective as I like. I need armor strip. That's what I need. Huh. A lot of numbers, though. That's for fucking sure. A lot of numbers. You know what? That's a change of plans. We ain't gonna do Rubin. We gonna do. Who's another really fun Warframe that's goofy and not necessarily meta? You know what? Just because Gauss is coming out soon, I guess we could do Gauss. I haven't. Is this build awful? It's not too bad. Yeah, we'll stick with the 10 Flux Rifle. We're gonna change this up though. We're going to do cold instead. So actually give me viral down here. Yeah. See, I kinda know what I'm doing at times. Mock rush in here. Sunder. Blading. Red line. Should increase my fire rate a shitload. It's been a while since I played Gauss, to be honest, so I don't fully remember how to play this, homie. I'm gonna be real with you dogs. I'd be lying if I said I remembered. Yeah, he still doesn't have that much armor strip, but I mean, at least he's still kind of able to. We get a lot of damage numbers. This isn't meant to be like, oh yes, everything is dying type of builds. These are like, well, I mean, they're goofy. So we're gonna start off with the actual super effective one, which would be my Frost with the, where was it? It should be up the top. The Bosmu and the Vex. Which, well, you'll see how this goes. It goes pretty well. So, here we are in the It's not quintessential. All right, it's not the quintessential like, ah, yes, we are high level. But I mean, Mott Steel Path is like the third highest level mission in the game. So with his build, Frost with his 4 does not care, overguard, and just I don't know why I find it so satisfying to use the Bosmu here, man. I just like. I don't know what makes the Bosmu so powerful with my Frost. Maybe it's the Biting Frost. I think that might be it with the crit chance and the crit damage. I'm thinking I can't run Gas Cold, unfortunately, on the Bosmu, given the nature of the weapon. Don't think, at least. Am I running Cold on it? Nah, maybe? No, I'm not, but because I'm playing Frost, I could technically get away with primary Frostbite, get that extra multi-shot, which I might actually try that after this, because I think having a little more multi-shot and crit damage would be very, very powerful. Yeah, some of these builds are still being fine-tuned, alright? I'm gonna be honest here. Alright, some of these are still being fine-tuned. These are just builds that I find very enjoyable. Bosmu's always been one of my favorite weapons ever since it came out, though, right? I don't know why I like this thing. It's kind of mid, alright? But I think that's kind of the purpose of this video, is not to highlight these super high meta builds where I play Wisp and I go into my 1 and then I use Breach Surge and then everything gets killed with maximum damage, or using the Ocucore, which is apparently meta right now, which I didn't even know about it. I totally didn't sell an Ocucore ribbon for like 50 platinum. We're going to ignore that. And all this jazz. Or using Overguard. Okay, well, I'm using Overguard right now, but I'm playing Frost, so I'm no longer meta. Or using like these different systems where it's like, yeah, no, everybody wants to use this. Like, Wukong. Yes, I play Wukong because he's powerful, and like everybody's fucking playing Wukong. I play Frost and Ureli and all these weird ass frames. I just want to play frames. I don't care what the meta is. I want to play what I enjoy. And if it's Frost with the Bosmu with a gas build, it's Frost with the Bosmu with a gas build, alright? I'm not here to meta hug, right? I'm showing that it's viable in Steel Path, and of course once when it comes down to it, that the next two I might struggle a little bit, right? Because they're not fully optimized for Steel Path. That's a lie. Ureli's optimized for Steel Path. I'm just going to have to use Merlino with her, which means I'll show off that build before we actually hop into the mission. But, like, even the Lex, right? The Lex is meta. Right, this thing's inarguably meta. There's no arguing that this thing's not meta. But even still, it's just like, look at the numbers. Look at the big numbers. Feels good. The pennant, same thing. Actually, is the pennant meta? I don't think it is. With the new niqnoqqy system, it should be, but I don't know whether it's been picked back up or not. Because it's a two-handed Nikana, and a lot of people don't like two-handed Nikanas. So there is that. Oh, the fact that there is a, I don't remember what the name of the, mod or the arcane is, but there's apparently an arcane that lets you essentially have 12 times crit multiplier 100% of the time, which is a little ridiculous, honestly. I want it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember what the name of it, the melee arcane is. Right now I'm using melee. Yeah, it's corrosive damage. It adds corrosive damage. That's what it does. I don't remember what its name was, but it adds corrosive. Like 240% corrosive? Yeah, there it is. It's up there at the first. It's the first buff up there. 240% corrosive damage. Which is admittedly a little fucking busted. Having 240% bonus corrosive damage on top of this thing. But as you can see, even this thing, niqnoqqy's just made me enjoy melee again. So I mean, this is a little more of a, well, I guess this entire thing is subjective. Some people are gonna hate this, but like Tennokai has made me enjoy melee again. Because I used to not enjoy melee at all. I found it boring because it's like, yeah, you use the same build every fucking da-da-da-da-da-da. But now it's like, I'm starting to understand melee a little better. I use Tennokai to get stupid heavy attacks. Where is the Acolyte? I planned on killing the Acolyte. But, oh, hey, look, a Redeemer Prime Blade. I didn't want that. I wanted the Paris Prime Lower, because I haven't built that yet. Okay, game. So, like, there he is. Yeah, he's here. Like, homie does not stand a chance. Right? And then, I mean, even my pet's still... Okay, he just got down. But I need to rebuild my pet, honestly. I use Link Vitality because I used Mold Augmented for the longest time. Or not Mold Augmented, Arcane Blessing, sorry. So, you know, it happens. Decays in 2 hours, Jesus. I thought it was 24. So that's Frost. And now we are going to go look at Urelli. So, with Urelli, we have a different build. I'm going to be running my Merlina build just for simplicity's sake, which is Merlina Guardian, Surging Blades, Umberman Intensify, Umbral Vitality, Continuity. Continuity, not Prime Continuity. I don't got enough space for Prime Continuity, sorry. Prime Flow, Streamline, Stretch, Arcane Blessing, and Arcane Disbelief. Because, well, things ain't going to be very happy. I mean, you know what? Multi-augmented instead of Arcane Disbelief, or Arcane Blessing. So this will lead us into the happy zone, if I'm lucky to reach the happy zone. Lower. If you're wondering why I'm going for the Paris Prime lower, this is also an attempt to 100%. I went up in MR yesterday. I've got Primes building. I've got Core and Avara building right now. I've got new weapons building. I got the Burst and Prime built and leveled up. And then I'm going to get the Incarnate Form just for funsies. So, like, it's not like I'm not being productive when it comes to this game. So, for those of you who don't know, Urelli is a very squishy Warframe, unfortunately. So, it's a shame, but even without armor strip, the ads cannot take the damage. They cannot take the heat. Even just the gas they can't take. Right? And if we hop on here, yeah. Welcome to how crazy your Ellie can get if you build it right. And have the right guns. And if it wasn't obvious already, I will not be using the pennant anymore, as I have shown it off with Frost, which is where I find it most enjoyable, is with enemies that take 200% more crit chance and crit damage. Same thing with the Twin Comax. The Gauss plan, though, is very much so me just wanting to have like 3, just because 3 is a nice number, and I I wanted to use Gauss, I guess. I don't know. It's definitely me being a little sketchier when it comes to my planning here. I can't even lie to you, Chief. So, there is that. But as you can tell, not many cares are given with this build. No cares are given, I suppose. Wow. That's impressive. I was not expecting to die here. Also, if you're wondering what's going on here, the Aqua Blades augment is kind of busted because it infinitely stacks. So I'm able to do stuff like this where I kind of just throw it into a group and look at all those slash procs, boys. They don't really stand a chance here against me. It's funny though. I love it. Little busted though. Little busted. I don't even need to use C snares to get this to be effective, and it's absolutely just demolishing. Unfortunately, it only lasts, or the damage scaling only lasts for as long as you use the ability. So once you run out of the ability, you're out of the C snares buff, or not C snares. Aqua Blades scaling ends when the ability ends. So you have to reset it every now and again, and that is what it is. God, I hate Guardian Xmas so much. Easily my least favorite enemy in the fucking game. But yes, Urelli, while she may not be the strongest Warframe in the game, she can do stupid pistol builds, and that makes it kind of fun. So there is that to keep in mind. Especially with the Mutilus Ceranos, as she has very good group up ability. So it's quite nice to group them all up. Rubico Prime stock? That's not what I want! I'll be back once this Acolyte spawns. There's been a slight change in plans. We're gonna run Zephyr. Zephyr is a unique character that I quite enjoy. So, the builds for Zephyr being Energy Siphon, Intensify, Overextended Blind Rage, Arrow Minded, Streamline, Vitality, Continuity, and Prime Flow. Corrosive Projection, not Energy Siphon. Alright, I'll see you guys in Mott once again. Side note, by the way, I'm really hoping that I did this right, because I'm pretty sure I unpaused this recording with Urelli, but I'm not 100% sure, and that has me a little scared. Because that means that I might have just lost that entire last bit where I killed the Acolyte. But Zephyr, for those of you who don't know, is a very aerial-based Warframe. Very aerial-based Warframe. The passive that Zephyr has is akin to Urelli's, where if you're moving for a while with Urelli, you get 200% crit chance. If you're in the air with Zephyr, you get 150% crit chance. one thing that I will always say is Zephyr's passive is not stronger than Ureli's. In fact, it's 50% weaker than Ureli's passive. However, what Zephyr's passive is less situational, right? The tornadoes also help with the area damage, which is pretty awesome. It feels good to just shoot the tornadoes and everything around you dies. I rarely shoot at the enemies as Zephyr. Why would you shoot at the enemies when everybody's getting sucked into the air and dying? You just don't. Oof, that feels good. So, with that being said, I mean, Zephyr is a good frame. Urel is a good frame. Frost is a... Did I just... Am I gonna fall? No? Sweet. I was not expecting to have knockback in the air. That's... interesting. But as you can see, Zephyr can pull off some damage. Right? If you want to make Zephyr tanky, instead of using adaptation in the Exilus slot, you could have, or not Exilus, in the Aura, I believe it is. You could run the mod Aerodynamic, I believe it is. This is me spouting out of my ass, by the way. I'm not 100% sure whether the mod's Aerodynamic or not, but I think that's the name of the mod. Which is a pretty powerful mod. I know what the mod does, I just don't know if that's the right name. And what Aerodynamic essentially is a mod that gives you damage resistance for being in the air. It's also very powerful on Titania. But we don't play Titania here because I need to make fun of Alex. But as you can tell, I mean, like, I have a laser gun that is currently killing everything. You know, it doesn't really care. It may be a linear-based weapon. I say linear. A single target. Why the fuck did I say linear? What the hell? Maybe a single target weapon, but it is currently hitting multiple targets at once. Unfortunately, this is a very energy-heavy build, apparently. I should probably get rid of Dispensary and use Nourish instead. But because Nourish is a much cheaper and much better ability to use than Dispensary if you need energy. Dispensary is more, universal, I suppose I'll say. Yep. So, I mean, like, using the tornadoes for DPS, average Zephyr, right? If you guys have never played Zephyr, Zephyr used to be really weak, if I remember correctly, and then Zephyr got reworked at one point. I don't remember exactly when Zephyr got reworked. Don't ask. I don't remember. But then Zephyr became, like, actually really fucking good, and now it's where we have Zephyr where she's at now. Also, Mecha Zephyr. Who the hell can complain? Mecha Zephyr's fucking cool as shit, dude. Going at me. Dope ass skin. Looking like some type of fucked up alternate universe Starscream. Or Mecha, or whatever. You guys get the point. I would like energy before I have to deal with that guy. Please and thank you. Again? I don't want the Redeemer Prime Blade. I want the fucking Paris Prime Lower Limb and the Blueprint. Those are the only two parts I'm missing, and then maybe get Paris fucking Carmen, maybe. I mean, sure, this isn't going as effective as the Ureli or the Frost, but at the same time, I just got unlucky here. I haven't used Zephyr in God knows how long, so the build that I have on her is awful. So it's still performing better than I was expecting, but it definitely wasn't performing the best out of the three. Of course, Frost performed the best. Frost has been getting a lot of love from me lately because of the cross save coming out, so I have new mods. Overguard having come out with Frost, or Frost now having access to Overguard, sorry. So the game's getting a lot of love from me. I don't know whether that Ureli one was there. I plan on editing this up, cleaning it up a little bit, so at that point I will look at it and be like, ah, yes! You'll see a little message saying, I'm a fucking moron, I didn't unmute it or unpause it because I'm stupid and I fat-fingered the wrong key. But I want to know, out of all of these, what items do you think you would most likely use? Would it be Frost maybe with a Flux Rifle instead of the Boz move? Would it be Ureli with the Lex Prime instead of the Twin Comax or the Spore Lacer? Or would it be Valkyr with the Pennant because I totally pulled out Valkyr? Or would it be Zephyr with the Boz move if you want to get spicy? Leave a comment down below, tell me what you thought, and tell me how you would do it. And I'll see you guys in the next one where we continue the low 100%ing. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something valuable as well. That's part of the reason why I did this, is so you guys could have new ideas on what to build, how to build it. Maybe be more goofy if you've been following the meta for too long. I'll see you guys in the next one. Lucy boys. Hope you have a wonderful day.